Sad tones of the national anthem fill the empty streets of Amsterdam. Due to the COVID pandemic, all mass outdoor celebrations of King's Day have been cancelled and everyone has been urged to stay at home. Parties are restricted to balconies.
Normally we are on a big square with everybody else, and today we have to keep our distance to everybody.
But increasingly people are ignoring the Dutch so-called intelligent lockdown, which means keeping a distance of 1.5 meters. They run the risk of a nearly €400 fine. Despite roadblocks, some have even found ways to enter the famous Dutch flower fields, normally visited by millions of tourists at this time of the year. Compared to some other countries, Dutch people still have a lot of freedom. While they're discouraged from visiting these flower fields, there's no official lockdown that forces them to stay indoors, nor is there any obligation to wear masks. But despite all this, increasingly people appear to be getting fed up with the restrictive measures in place, and they're urging the government to restart the economy. In contrast to the cheerful colors of their fields, flower farmers are suffering. Millions of tulips and other flowers had to be destroyed after borders were closed and domestic demand collapsed. How much is thrown away here?
In this place we think about 2 million of pots.
Value?
So the value is around €1.5 million.
Instead of taking them to flower auctions, Van der Zalm and his colleagues are now selling flowers by the side of the street.
What we see is economically it goes on the wrong way. So let's hope our government will release very soon, little by little, the restrictions.
But scientists say lifting restrictions too soon will lead to a second wave of death. Instead, they argue the government should follow neighboring countries and start to test more people and track their contacts.
I think it's really this belief in our situation, with our culture, we want to be free in a way, our citizens, we don't want to be tracking down our citizens. And also because they have chosen this direction. It seems to be afraid of losing. How would you say, we would say in Dutch, we would say you lose your face.
The government has urged people to remain patient at least until May 20, when some measures could be lifted. But it is predicted that the Dutch free spirit, even after this date, will have to be confined to a small 1.5 meter space. Vaessen, Jazeera, Amsterdam.